Hey guys, so this is an unscheduled, hold on. So this is an unscheduled video because thank you so much, Troy, and also thank you so much, Douglas Anderson. You guys sent me this on WhatsApp because you guys know that I have been giving this Sosua update stuff about the beach, and now we have just received some information. It's interesting because it was taking a moment for the president to go in and dig up Sosua, Playa Sosua. And now it is going to happen. Playa Sosua is going to start. The work is going to start. It took a minute. I said to you guys that is going to happen before his presidency ends. He has 2 more years. I'm going to read an article to you guys in 1 second. I'm not going to drag this on very much further, but I just want to preface it with some pre-information for you guys, just so you, for those of you who don't know, I can fill you in a little bit before I read the article. So there were some plans that Playa Sosua was going to be torn down and they were going to put up 3 7-story condos in the middle of the beach, and not the middle, but more in the middle to the back, closer to the road. And then they're going to put a plaza on one end of the beach, closer to Batey entrance, and then a plaza on the other end of the beach, closer to the Los Charamicos entrance. Now, this is very important because it is going to open up a lot more jobs, but we can get into that in a second. I just want to read the article to you guys because it is important, and I know a lot of you guys want to hear this. So, right here, I'll put the link down below as well when I'm finished the live to air. Colado announces investment of 600 million to regenerate Sosua Beach. That's 600 million pesos, I'm pretty sure. Let's get down to the article. I didn't even finish reading the whole article before I actually started this live to air. The Minister of Tourism, David Collado, announced that the award has already been made after the rigorous tenders to undertake the regeneration of Sosua Beach, which entails a millionaire investment. He assured that in the next few days, the President of the Republic, Dominican Republic, Luis Abinader, would give the first bite to start said work amounting to 600 million pesos. The head of Mitor maintained that the long awaited work on Sosua Beach would boost tourism even more. They will build a place for vendors. Oh, right, the 2 plazas, who will be provided with loans through Promi Piney. Promi Piney? Sorry. It's a word I've never seen before. And they can continue undertaken. He added that in Sosua Beach, 300 parking lots would be built on land donated by the Pastoriza family so that vehicles do not park on the avenues and streets. Surveillance cameras and night lighting will also be installed. He indicated that only the culmination of an alliance between the public private sectors in Sosua Beach is expected since they talk kindly with the Association of Handcraft Sellers, direct, which is called AVAPs, directors to archive consensus. Okay, so just to get into a little bit more detail about what's going on there. So I had predicted, guys, before that this is going to be something that's going to start after Semana Santa. Now, that is Easter. And I had a prediction in my mind, and also I heard somewhere, which I can't reveal, that they're going to start this work. So, of course, it was speculation because when you hear things somewhere, no matter who or how good the source is, I always have to be careful too because I'm giving you guys information. So I kept calling it speculation. But then I also used my own intuition and just my own knowledge about politics which I don't claim to be very much of a politician. I'm more a spiritual cat. But just seeing the fact that he has a 4 year term and he's been in for 2 years and he's already done so much. He's a very economical person, but he's also very commerce and industrial. This man, the president, Luis Abinader, he knows what he's doing, and he has been moving all through the country, in the countrysides and the cities, making huge movements. So I thought to myself, and I also made this prediction a couple of months ago, and I was like, a man like that into business, he's not going to wait very much longer. And if he was to wait very much longer, then that means he would have to wait until he was voted in again, right? And that that's another 2 years from now. So now what he's done is he's taken the bite, like it said in the article, and he has actually started the movement. I don't know when they're going to break ground. Again, I told you I'm going to be there as best I can. And I will look around and I will see what's happening, but I definitely wanted to keep you guys abreast on everything. And I really feel that it has to do with just knowing how much Sosua is a part of this island and how it is a major hot attraction for tourists. And it will increase tourism. A lot of people are like, oh, but what about the vendors? The vendors that are there right now, they have been there, some of them, for decades. And that's where you have to take into consideration. And so they did sit down with the vendors. They did have ongoing conversations with them. They even halted some stuff at one point, I heard. And so now they have pretty much sat down with them and came to a consensus. I don't know what the agreement is. It's obviously private. We'll try to talk to a few of the vendors on the beach because you guys know I do my Sosua Sundays every week from Sosua, and most times it is on the beach. So this Sunday, I will make a special visit for you guys. Tune in this Sunday because I'm on the beach live, and I will make sure that I just go down there, sit around, and get a feel of what's going on. It's a very sensitive topic. I really don't want to poke myself into everybody's business down there, even though I do know a lot of the vendors. If the opportunity presents itself to me, I will ask a couple of the older Dominican vendors, not the people that are like, foreigners on the beach, because that is just something that I think most of them expected anyway. Change is change. But I think the people who are Dominican and live right here in Los Charamicos, in the neighborhood that I live in, I think it's going to be more of an economical shock for them, a financial shock for them. So knowing the president's movements as just living here and being an observer, he's going to make sure that everyone is taken care of as best as possible. Him and his wife are pretty amazing people. I follow them on Instagram, and I don't know when they sleep, to be honest with you. I work a lot. I'm busy 7 days a week. I work. I put out a video on YouTube every single day, so I'm constantly editing. And then I also run side businesses, real estate, and I'm a soul coach and a writer. And then I also have a private life sometimes. Let me take that one back. I don't know when I have a private life, but my private life is mixed in and peppered and spiced in with all my business as well, right? And then I have my TV show. So there's a lot. And then, of course, I'm starting a new TV show, a new drama series based upon story time. So you see, I'm busy, and I look at these two and I'm like, they are so busy. They're wonderful. They're an awesome power couple. And I know that they're going to look out for the people of this island. Now, in regards to opening up jobs, this will open up jobs big time, in my opinion. Just knowing business. Three 7-story condominiums. Okay. That's going to open up a lot of work. Those 7-story condominiums are most likely going to employ a lot of maids, a lot of maintenance people. They're going to have elevators. That means people are going to be able to go to school here and learn how to put in elevators, because there's not a lot of elevators here in Sosua. Or what they'll do is they'll get people from Santo Domingo to come here and work. They're also going to have a lot of the beach itself. I'm pretty sure there's going to be, like they said, there's going to be vendors, but I'm pretty sure that there's also going to be a lot of new things introduced on the beach, like probably some nightlife as well. We can't just look at it and say, oh, there's going to be three 7-story condos. That's it now. It's going to be boring. I doubt it, because they're going to have to create some type of a fun, atmosphere, ambiance. There's going to be 300 parking spots in that area. So that means that they're still inviting people to the beach. Now remember, the beach is never going to be private. Nobody owns the water. 60 meters from the beach and up to the road, that is what's owned by the family. But the family does not own the coastline. So people are still going to come here, especially Dominicans with their families. They always bring their own lunchbox anyway. Like my family used to do that before. I said that in a prior video. You know, um, Families come with their picnic boxes, their coolers, their music. They don't even rely on the vendors at all. And the Dominicans don't even buy from the vendors at all, for the most part. Sometimes they will if they're buying like a chips or some pop or some ice that they need or something of that nature. Most people who buy from the vendors are tourists. And tourists are not really buying as much as what you would assume. Yes, they do keep the beach pumping and hopping and providing people with being able to eat. But a lot of people are not buying when they come to the beach. They're not buying knickknacks. They're not buying clothing. They're not buying a lot of the food on the beach. They go to their private best favorite places, and that's what they do there. So it's quite interesting right now what is happening. Some of you guys may not agree with it. Some of you guys may agree with it. Now, I just want to touch the most elephant in the room type of thing, the girls. A lot of people are saying this is going to get rid of the girls. I don't think that's the target, to be honest with you. Not at all. Everybody knows that brings money to Sosua, if you know what I mean. It's not to get rid of the girls. It's to modernize Playa Sosua. It's to bring in more tourism. Like, how are the girls going to be gone? What are they going to do? When there's more tourism, there's going to be more girls. That's just, money is money. So I do believe that they will push the girls up near David's Plaza. You guys remember David's Plaza where I had the baby shower for Russell? Up near there, it is a huge place up there, even up more near Envy, all up there. Like, I do believe that the ladies will be there, and the ladies are usually nighttime action anyway. So when I'm on the beach, I don't see a lot of the ladies, to be honest with you, but I don't really look for it anyway, and it's really neither here nor there for me. It's their business. That's what they do, and I don't knock it at all. But and I don't encourage it either, because I don't really make videos about it either. It's their private world. A lot of them live right here in Los Charamicos, and I see them every day with their families, their moms, their dads, their uncles, their aunts. Like, they're real people to me. They're not just working girls. So I do know that, most of them are getting on motoconchos. And the evening time, they're going to like the casino. They're going out on Pedro Clisante at nighttime. So I don't think this is going to change what a lot of you guys are speculating. I could be mistaken, but I think with more tourism, there's going to be more girls, and you cannot stop the oldest profession in the world. I don't think that the target is that. I think the target is commerce. I think the target is bringing more money to Puerto Plata. Just like, can you guys hear my neighbors next door? That woman's always yelling at her kid, and her kid is always crying. And it should be in bed right now. Anyway, my baby raising days are gone. But, even in Puerto Plata, where Vin Diesel, he opened up, he's opening up, he signed papers with our current president. When our current president first came into presidency, he signed papers for a studio, an acting studio, okay? Like a film studio. That's pretty amazing. That's an awesome actually has given me some ideas. Maybe living good will be moving on up. But yeah, like this president's not focused on trying to just get rid of the girls. That is a low level thinking for anybody that's in politics. They are just trying to capitalize on what they see is prime real estate. And I can't see them just being like, oh, put the three buildings up and the two vendors, the two plazas. No, they are reallocating the vendors. I don't know if it's going to be the same vendors. I don't know if it's going to be like they have to pick names out of a lottery. I don't know if they have to have their food and handling license. Like, I don't know, or certificate. I don't know what's going to happen when it comes to all that. I don't know if they have to have their residencia, like be a resident here. I don't know if we don't know with all that. That's just something that's probably going to come out in the wash in time to come. I see a lot of messages coming in here, and I do want to answer them because you guys know I do the lives for you guys. So let's go down. Cami says, hi, hello there. Hey, Keith. Hey, Jackson. Hey, Paycheck. Hey, Felicia. Hey, Douglas. Hey, Douglas. Thank you so much for sending me looks like it went blurry. Thank you so much for sending me the WhatsApp message. You are awesome. Right away, you sent it to me just now, and I'm like, wow. You're so awesome. All you guys are awesome every time you guys send me information. And then we have Felicia says, hola, Jackson Jeter. Jackson Jeter. Boost tourism for them. Yeah, it is going to be boosting tourism. And then El Selector says Sosua will be done. It won't be done. I'm going to get to that in a second. They want to clean it up. I don't think so. I think they want to modernize it. And I think Sosua deserves a facelift. I think the whole Puerto Plata deserves a facelift. When Willie came in as the mayor, oh my gosh, when he cleaned up Los Charamicos. Do you know one time I actually moved out of Albate because the streets were so dirty, and I moved to Cabarete, and I didn't tell anyone that. But there was like garbage in the street, and I was so sick and tired of walking through that garbage, and everyone was just throwing their garbage, and there were no garbage pails or anything, like garbage bins or anything. Willie came in, and he even came to Los Charamicos. At the time I was living in Los Charamicos because I moved from Cabarete. I couldn't handle it. I was like, I'll take the garbage in the streets. So I moved back to Sosua, and I moved here in the Dominican neighborhood, Los Charamicos. And that's when the new presidency came in, just when the world was changing. And Willie got in bulldozers, and he bulldozed the everything. And it has been clean. Like I don't even walk over any garbage in Los Charamicos. You would expect to see some type of garbage, right? When it's not so much of a tourist area. I don't. And I don't see as much garbage either in Sosua. So it's about cleaning up. It's about fixing things, modernizing things, fixing the roads, the streets, the gutters. The more money that comes in here, the more they're going to modernize Sosua. I know a lot of people disagree with what I'm saying, but some of those people, they don't live in Los Charamicos where I live. They don't live in the Dominican neighborhood where some people are sitting here and they look across the water and they see the lights of where Albate is, all the tourists, and they wish that they could have a little bit more money for their pocket. This is going to make the peso go up as well. So I'm a capitalist too. I do business, and there's some people who are vloggers as well, and they're like, oh no, this is not a good thing. They're capitalists too. They make money on YouTube, so, or maybe not. Some of them are getting, penalized, but at the same time, they're still looking to make money to survive. Some of them own their own homes, land they've already built. Some people here in Los Charamicos, they're not even able to do that. They're living from hand to mouth. You know what I mean? Day after day, they have to go on Playa Sosua in order to work, in order to make money. And the prices for food is going up every single day around the world. Let me digress for 1 second. I saw on Facebook a watermelon in Canada for $20. $20? I was like, yo, that's crazy. Here, we still buy them at a good price because they're grown here. But still, inflation is going crazy around the world. And if something doesn't go on, and if somebody doesn't do something about it, then everything's just going to implode. So, right now, they are looking to spend 600 million pesos into Playa Sosua alone. And they're putting in 300 parking spots with cameras. That's pretty good because sometimes people's motorbikes get stolen and no one parks any out there at nighttime right now as it is. So you see, it's going to be closer to Route 5, closer to the road. I don't think these condos are going to be cutting off the beach area. You guys will still be able to sit out. I'm pretty sure that they're going to provide some type of seating areas as well on the beach. It's just, I really feel it's going to be modernized, and I don't feel that they're going to take away or clean up what is just natural. Men come here for women. There's beautiful women everywhere. That can never be changed or taken away, ever. And nor should it be. Men come here, and that's just the nature of men. I've learned that living here. I've learned so much about men living here. Men are not dogs. Men are hunters and gatherers and lovers, and they love to be treated like kings. Listen. I know her name. I know her kid's name. I know her husband's name. Like, there's no reason for me to know all her business. I gotta make a story time soon about that. But in any case, sorry if you guys can hear it. I can hear it. If you guys can't hear it because I have the microphone, then great. In any case, I don't think it should be cleaned up that way. I think it should be modernized. And I don't think any of us really have anything to worry about. Keep coming. Don't stay away and think, oh my gosh, Sosu is going to change now. It's going to be enhanced beautifully. They're not going to tear it down and make it worse. They know that you guys come here to live your life. They know a lot of you guys have invested here. They know that a lot of you guys like to come here and it's your playground. Nothing can change that. Not even families moving in here. Even families moving in here, they don't even go on the strip at nighttime. They even know what it's for. They don't even bring their kids out. Everybody stays in their gated communities or on their street and everything at night. You don't see kids. This town has been built for what it's built for, and it's always going to be that way. And it's going to be very difficult to get rid of that. And why would they? That's where the money is. You guys know it, and I know it. Let me just look right here. Jesse Short said it was fun while it lasted. Aw, you guys are all. But we will see how tourism is boosted. Aw, let me see. Just like a new company takes over your job, adjustments will be made and life and business goes on. Oh, I love that comment. You're so right. That's exactly what happens. What's the breaking news? African Dominican says. Well, for those of you who are just signing in right now, the breaking news is that the president has announced that he's going to break land, and it's going to start. They have come to an agreement. The vendors and also the politicians, the people who are running things, they've come to an agreement that it's time now to start the construction on Playa Sosua. They're going to make a place for the vendors. And they didn't talk about much else what was going on, but they did say what I have told you guys before as well. The family donated land to the government, to the country, to the Dominican Republic, because that beachfront is public, but along the beach road, Route 5, facing the beach, that's owned by one family. And that family gave 2 parcels of land to the president. And the president came here to Sosua last year, to Playa Sosua, and accepted those deeds personally in his hand. And I also heard this week from Chuck, a gentleman by the name of Chuck, that Luis Abinader should be here this week. He heard that the president will be here sometime this week. So it all is, part and parcel with everything. But I do want to say to you guys, with me living here for 4 years in the Dominican Republic, July 16th will be 4 years. I never left the island, never got on a plane since I got here 4 years ago, July 16th. Okay. So Sosua, it's my stomping grounds. I mean, I even feel Dominican now, right? I love it here. There's no way anybody can ever get me to leave here. I've had a couple of guys that wanted to date me, and they're like, "Yeah, but I can't stay in Sosua all the time." And I'm like, "Well, if you can't stay here, then we can't be together. This is my home." So I can say to you guys that I have that vibe, that vibration. I got my ear to the ground, my finger on the pulse. I understand the changes, and I understand that it is important for the Dominican people. And the tourists are just going to be amazed too. You guys are going to want a little bit of modern something as well. You guys know that the streets need to be paved. You guys know that. And nothing is getting cheaper here anyway. It's not like everything's going to get more expensive after everything's built. Already inflation is starting. I had a person selling a place to me, not to me, but asked me to sell it for them for $60,000 a year ago, and it didn't sell because they figured out that they could make more money on renting it out every month once the prices for rent started to just go through the roof. Now he's selling it. Guess how much he's selling it for? 80,000. And then he said to me, Cerise, you know what? I think I'm going to sell it for 120. And I'm like, why? Like, how do you even know what it's worth? And he's like, because the guy down the street selling his for that much. This is what's happening. And he's like, mine is nicer. And I'm like, this is what's happening. There is no regulation. There's no rules. There's no laws on the prices that are being increased right now. Everyone is, before it used to be a buyer's market, not a seller's market. Now it is both. Well, it's becoming more of a seller's market. Seller's market more than anything else. Sorry, that's my notifications. I should have put it on silent. Hold it on one second. Let me do that. There we go. So yeah, guys, I know I'm gonna see some more sad. Let me see. Yes, Mr. Visitor says no more tests for traveling to enter the. Yeah, and you know what? Also, there's going to be Canadians can actually travel now. So I'm excited about that. Maybe I'll get some people coming here. My sister's already talking about it. It will be interesting how many jobs they bring, and the condos must be for sale. Yeah, they're going to be for sale, Jesse Shorts. But you know what? I think they're probably going to be very expensive. I think that they are going to be very expensive, but I think most of them will be for rent as well. Probably a lot of Airbnbs, which means again a lot of maid service and a lot of people that are going to be like plumbers and oh my gosh, so many people that I can think about right now that would be used as maintenance for these buildings, right? Plumbers and just people that are going to be building these buildings as well, because they're going to be using Dominicans and Haitians. That alone is going to be a lot of money in some pockets for the next, what, it's going to take about, what, a year to build all this? I think probably about a year and a little bit, right? But yeah, they're already building across the street from the beach as well. I showed you guys that video, but I heard that that's going to be a plaza. And I heard, and at first I thought it was going to be a condo, but I heard now it's going to be a plaza. I heard from a couple of local community people here, and they said that they're excited about it here in Los Charamicos, the Dominicans. They're like, oh my gosh, we're so excited for this plaza. And I'm like, why? Why are you excited? And they're like, because there's going to be a bank machine there. And I'm like, yeah. They're like, yeah, an ATM. At the nighttime, if you want to go to the ATM, you can't. You have to go all the way to the tourist area, Bate. And you can't walk across the beach in the daytime. So that means you have to go all the way across Route 5. And the Dominican dude, he said to me, he's like, I'm just really happy for that alone, an ATM. Can you imagine? So they are very happy. And I think that we have to always use the positive side of thinking when it comes to commerce and when it comes to capitalism. Of course, a lot of people are like, oh no, there's nothing positive in that. Meanwhile, they're using their cell phone, or they're using their smart TVs, or they're driving their modern cars, like, and so it's kind of like they're saying one thing out their mouth, but they're saying another thing out their butt. And it's like, you can't do that. You cannot just speak for people that live here and want to grow. Dominicans have cell phones too, and they go on the internet too. They watch the same TikTok videos, they watch the same YouTube videos, they watch the same things that people watch in Canada and America. And then they're wondering, why aren't they getting that type of money? There are a lot of rich Dominicans, don't get me wrong, very wealthy Dominicans as well, a lot of wealthy Dominicans. But for the most part, we have places that are more barrios, and those people all have cell phones, and they see everything that's going on in around the world. And then they see tourists coming here, and the tourists that they see come here, are on the beach, and they see them with their beautiful jewelry, their beautiful clothes, their beautiful everything. And Dominicans love to take care of themselves. They love to smell good. They love to look good. They always do. They always look good. They always smell good. And, it's important to them. I've seen that. And, clothing is very important to them as well. So why not? Let's just all support what's happening. And again, there's going to be a lot of jobs that's just going to take a big, huge undertaking for the construction alone, just the construction alone. Yeah, just even thinking about it. And then, of course, you don't have to worry about the beach. It's not going to be private. And of course, you guys don't bring picnics on the beach anyway, as it is. You guys all just go sit at your favorite restaurant anyway, as it is. So just come and pick a new favorite restaurant, a new favorite vendor. And not only that, you can still buy your drinks on the beach. A lot of you guys don't even go in the water, right? So it's not like you're feeling like that's going to change, and that won't change anyway. I'm on Playa Sosua almost every single Sunday, and I sit on that beach, and I see it's more locals on Sundays anyway, but there's loungers. I'm pretty sure they're not going to stop those loungers, like, loungers and umbrellas. I just can't see that stopping, like, to be honest with you. So it's a lot of undertaking right now, and it's a lot of positive undertaking. Mr. Morrow, party over. Stacks, what's the news? Amber Gold, hello everyone. Douglas says, Sosua will continue at most. They may move the strip down towards the $1 million bar. Yeah, down past Anvi. I was just saying that. David's Plaza. He used to be the owner of Sosua Lights. Let me just see. I just said that David's Plaza. Yes, exactly. Okay, wait, I'm way back on these comments. Let me see. Well, girls don't have to be there if they are jobs available. You know what, though? Some girls, they like being working girls. Some girls like it. Some girls don't. But some girls like it. In Canada, it's illegal. And I know I have a couple of cousins and that their girls are on the streets, or even I had cousins back in the day when they were younger and they were on the streets. Heck, I did a video on Playa Sosua about maybe 2 months ago in April. Yeah. And I forget what the video's called, but on the video I say watch till the end, and it's a burgundy thumbnail, and there's my cousin, she's Mulata, and she talked about how she was a prostitute as well. I don't know if I should have said that word. It might get flagged on YouTube. I don't like to say words that are flag. Anyway, it is what it is. Working girls in Canada, and they do it because it's convenient for them. They make money. I know my cousin's girlfriend, she used to work right in front of my condominium downtown Toronto, and I just walk by and say hi. I come from the hood, but I mean, when I was living downtown Toronto, I was living in a nice area downtown, just very close to the main Yonge Street, very beautiful area, and upscale area. And she used to stand outside on the corner, and we just nod at each other. I knew she was my cousin's girlfriend, but she wanted to do it. She made good money, and the girls here make better money than what they would be doing if they were maids. Cleaning ladies, they make good money, these ladies now. Before, back in the day, it was more, no pun intended, but more bang for you guys' buck. Like, that is a real good pun. Bang for your buck. I use that all the time. That's the first time it ever actually fit. But in any case, back in the day, you guys would get that good bang for your buck. You guys don't get that as much these days. I know, but I really don't know the prices, and I really don't know what else is going on in that underground. It's nighttime now, and I'm in my apartment. Only on Wednesdays am I usually out at night because after my local television show, I go out on the town and I have a couple of drinks with my friends. But aside from that, my gosh, a lot of the girls, they want to work. So, and when tourism is coming in, not just girls from Sosua are going to be here. You're going to have more than weekend warriors coming in from Santo Domingo and Santiago and that Campo. Girls are going to be like, what? This is like the new Las Vegas. And they are going to really be at the casinos more. And there's two of them, one up by David's Plaza and also one down here. Shouts out to David's Plaza. David's Plaza was so kind to be able to give the restaurant out to me when I was putting on Russell's baby shower. And it's a whole complex. And you go in there, and there's a front bar with a pool. And then there's like on the side, like this is modern. If you guys haven't been to David's Plaza, go there when you do come. It's just a little bit past Envy and before the Playa Chiquita casino. You go in and there's a bar, there's a pool, but on the right hand side, there's a pool table, TV, and I think foosball, I don't know, something, and it's in a booth. So you get your own TV, your own big screen TV, your own pool table, and seating area too. Then there's a next booth. Same thing. Next booth, next booth. It's all open concept, but they are separated with brick walls. And there's a TV in front of each one. It's amazing to go to during sports times. Like, I can't believe how some of you guys don't even know about it. Wait till the NFL in February comes. You guys should really be going there. Amazing. So I just want to say, there's going to be some other things happening. And when you really think about it, Playa Sosua is only open until 7 o'clock at night right now. 7 o'clock at night, everyone starts to make their way back up to Pedro Clisante. They go home to their Airbnbs, their hotels. They chill out and they have their shower. They get their little nap in, have a bite to eat, and bam, they're out on the street. And that's where they spend most of their time on the Pedro Clisante, on the streets and in the clubs and in the bars. There's nothing being spoken about those being closed down. Nothing about that. If anything, more tourism means more business, even for those restaurants. So I know for sure there's going to be a lot of people looking forward to that. So, guys, for those of you who are just tuning in right now, I do want to say to you, sorry, I'm going to skip past some of these messages because I'm just going to end up repeating myself. Hey, Greg. And oh my gosh, I'm way back in these messages. Hey, Jackie. Jackie, I received my Fitbit today. Thank you so much for that watch. I love it. I'm charging it right now. And I already got my, I already went online and put the app on my phone and everything. Let me see. Okay, I just want to see. Some of these are JJ King Creole. Some of these are repeating themselves here. Let me see. I'm just going to go to the bottom. I see a couple of derogatory things here happening, but I don't want to really get to all that. Deborah says hi Deborah, just tuning in. One Chemical Alley says just tuning in. Hello from Vincent, Brick City. Hey Vincent, Shamar and La Casa from Brick City Flames. Should I have said your first and last name? I'm joking. You guys can find them on Facebook. So Vincent, your business is also going to start to do very well as well. Once they have like the nighttime action happening on the streets a lot more, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of tourists. Now, I don't know if there's going to be a lot of nighttime action on Playa Sosua, because right now, Playa Sosua closes at around 7 o'clock. it doesn't close, but the vendors start to close down at 7. You can stay longer. There's no, like, nobody telling you to get off the beach. You can stay there till 24 hours if you like. But most times people leave by 7, 8 o'clock because there's really not much going on after that. I don't know if they'll change that. Right now, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking that they may regulate certain noise. Like, they may regulate certain noises because if you have 3 condos, then you know those condos are going to be quite expensive overlooking Playa Sosua, which means that they may want that noise regulated. You know what I mean? Like me, look at me here, the kid next door. I am like done with it. That kid's supposed to be sleeping, right? So, and a lot of the people that are going to be buying the condos, I'm thinking that they are going to be a range of ages, but most of them will be mature. I don't think a lot of them will be into the party mode. But that brings me to my next point because a lot of people might just be, you know, wanting to come here and use those places for Airbnb, right? And I bet you a lot of them are going to be Airbnb. You guys that love to come here to Playa Sosua, some of you guys are saying it's over, it's done. The way you know it is done. But imagine being able to get an Airbnb overlooking the place that you love. You wake up on Playa Sosua, go to sleep on Playa Sosua. You know what I mean? Like, there's going to be a huge difference. And I'm excited because I live in Los Charamicos and there's going to be a plaza at this end of Los Charamicos. Like, my gosh, anytime I really want something as well, I have to go to Bate. Don't get me wrong, I do a lot of shopping here in Los Charamicos and like grocery shopping. And, you know, I go to the Colmado and I do a lot of Dominican stuff. I'm not really into the tourist stuff anyway. Very rare in my, you know, out partying in Bate these days. Back in the day, I used to, but for the last couple of years, I really, more specifically, I've been here. My stomping grounds are Los Charamicos, and I'm definitely in Bate Sundays and Wednesdays. Wednesdays for sure, because that's when my show is, my television show. But aside from that, I was there today because I did an interview for Relationship Wednesdays tomorrow. I'm going to be uploading that. You guys look at Relationship Wednesdays. And that's another thing, too. Relationships here in the Dominican Republic are also going to change. You guys that are coming here, you know, you're going to find a different quality of people that are coming here. You really are. I'm really excited about the changes. My heart goes out to the vendors, but it seems like they did come to an agreement. So there were talks, and there were talks. There were meetings, and there were talks. They're not just coming and bulldozing down the beach and, you know, like, oh, well, get out of here. It's nothing like that. They are trying to allocate certain, like, relocate people in a certain way. And they're going to be looking out for a lot of people. Again, we can only speculate right now what vendors are going to be on the beach. We don't know if it's going to be a foreigner. Do they have to have their residencia? If it's like their residency, is it if it's a local? Maybe they get a criminal record check. You know, there's going to be. I believe there's going to be certain standards that people are going to have to meet. It's not just going to be about money. I don't think it's about greasing the palm any longer. I think it's going to be about real deal Holyfield, some real above board stuff. Of course, palms are always greased in every situation, no matter where you are around the world, especially politics in Toronto, right? But here, I believe that right now, money is king and it really speaks volumes. But I think in the next little while, there's going to be a regulation on that, and there's going to be more on the down low, money being king, if you know what I'm saying. It's not going to be so openly accepted. I know more and more police officers that are shunning at taking money. Of course, you still got those ones that are like pulling people over, and I hear those stories all the time. But I think now with more tourism coming in, that's going to be brought more down to a level of, law as opposed to greed. I really do feel that a lot. And so, let me see here. Ace, Cerise, I would love to take you on a date. Thank you, Ace. Dasim, South Jers says Sosua will always be exciting. I agree. Reynold, hey Reynold. Dasim says, or I think I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Dasim says that's too much. And then Mr. Morrow says, yeah, they are. Feel sorry for the people. J Day says those vendors didn't have a choice. No, they didn't have a choice. They didn't. They didn't have a choice. And I know some of them were, I know one lady, she's a coconut lady, and she's closer to my end, Los Charamicos, and she changed her place. Before, she just had like some zinc roof and then like zinc walls. And recently, she actually made it into a brick, like cement store, and she's been adding clothing and she's selling drinks. And I actually stopped and I said to her, I'm like, you just built bricks, like a brick building, aren't they just going to tear that down? And I think I was a little insensitive, to be honest with you. I think about that often. Well, not often, but I think about it sometimes when I see her and I think, well, she knows I didn't mean anything mean by it, but I was very inquisitive. And she looked at me and she's like, I don't know. And so it was like her last ditch attempt to be able to say, I'm staying, I'm standing, but she did. She built a brick just like maybe about a month ago. And she's been there for decades, so for her to build that, it seems like it's her telling them she's not going anywhere. And in my heart, I'm like thinking, well, maybe they're somewhere along the way, maybe they're going to allow her to keep it. And then, of course, there's a couple of other restaurants on the beach that are modern, two of them that are coming to mind. And they are like two levels, right? And some of you guys might have seen them. And they're beautiful, modern. One is already built and operating. And I'm like, I wonder how he's going to deal with, having to tear that down. I would doubt that he would have to tear that down. I don't know. Maybe they're just going to make more modern places like that. In any case, guys, my battery's running, and you guys know that I wanted to give you any type of breaking news when it comes to, let me see, Mr. Morrow, Cerise, why did you want Sosua to change? You've been pushing it for a while. I haven't been pushing it. Um, I'm a I'm a realist, right? And when I walk along the beach, I lived here for 4 years, right? I mean, you can just see different changes. And I'm a realist, and it has nothing to do with me being a capitalist. I'm more of a spiritual person, and I can read things. And I haven't been pushing for it. I just been seeing it, reading it. When I first came here, there was another president, and I didn't see the people benefiting at all. And it's not to put that president down, because I don't know what his hardships were. But President Abinader, I feel his heart and his wife's heart. His wife is a songwriter. I mean, both of them were schooled in America, I'm pretty sure. For sure, Louis Abinader was. But they speak English and everything. They're just so modern, right? That you can see if modern people are in, and they're young. They're like 50 something years old, 53 and 49 or something like that. That's young, I think, to be presidents, president and the first lady. And so I see that they're going to help the people. So it's not that I'm pushing for vendors to be pushed out. That's ludicrous to even think that. I live with these people in Los Charamicos, right? Don't think that, you guys, because you are right. I support the changes. If that's what you guys are sensing, I support the changes. But I have many reasons for this, because it's going to increase jobs. It's going to increase tourism. And you know what? That's just the way things are. Tourism has been amazing here. The Dominican Republic is the #1 destination in the Caribbean. So it just makes sense with all the tourists already coming here. This year was the highest year in tourism in history. So It just makes sense. When people start making more money, people start upgrading. If you have a job, guys, think about it this way. Let's say you guys have a mediocre, menial work you're doing, and, it's like a $5 an hour job, and you're just like, wow, you can't get ahead. And you have an old cake car, and you're just like, my gosh. Then all of a sudden, you get a good job. And all of a sudden, you got money in the bank, Benjamins, or the queen, if you have the queen on your money, right? You guys start making more money. You're not just going to keep driving around in your K car. You're going to get yourself right. Well, I would get something like a Range Rover, right? Something like that, or a Hummer. I'm not who. The bigger the car, the bigger the truck, the better for me. Just as long as it's got a propane tank instead of a gas tank to be economical on gas. But yeah, there's just no way that someone's just going to settle for an old K car when they can beef it up and modernize themselves. That's just the nature of human beings. And it is the nature of this president. He is looking out for his people. And he's not putting tourism first. He's putting his people first. And that's the reason why he's going around the entire island and he's speaking to everyone. And you guys should really add him on Instagram, because this is nothing sensational that I'm talking about. This is just all over his Instagram. I don't even know when the man rests, or his wife. His wife is a songwriter for for children, and they put their family on Instagram. The wife, I've seen her get down on her knees and speak to children at like nursery schools. I follow both of them on Instagram, and I like all of their posts all the time. And like every single time I see a post from them. And not only that, twice, I commented on his wife's posts. One time I said, "You're always so beautiful." She got back to me and said, "Thank you, beautiful." She wrote back to me, the president's wife, on Instagram. She said, "Thank you, beautiful." That was on my last account that just got hacked, right? But still, this is what I'm saying. People are very active here. And then we have J Day that said they can't compensate those vendors enough. This is their livelihood. And we are talking about, yes, they can't compensate vendors enough. But the vendors will learn how to compensate for themselves, because jobs will open up. I can't tell you how many places here in Los Charamicos are just torn down, falling down. This was the original tourist area in Los Charamicos. This is where the police station was. This is still, till this day, where the fire station is. Okay? This is where the number one hot spot was, Los Charamicos. This is where the first casino was, right over here by my apartment. All of a sudden, tourism came and they took it over to Bate. Tourists took it away from Los Charamicos. Everyone here in Los Charamicos started to fall to their knees. Okay, and then it started to be called the barrio, the hood, dangerous. You know what I'm saying? How fair is that? And a lot of you guys don't know that history. And a lot of you guys are coming here and you're like, Bate, right? Well, Bate needs to spread its wings and spread back a little wealth over here and pay it forward to where it first came from, to Los Charamicos, and open up some of these shops that are falling down to pieces and just looking like rubble now. We need to reface Los Charamicos. It faces the water. My apartment faces the water. Right? I can look across and I can see the blue building where the TV studio is that I do my weekly show. I just said daily. Maybe that means a Freudian slip. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? So if you guys can hear me out on that, imagine how much beauty can happen right here in Los Charamicos. And I preach Los Charamicos. And if I push for anything, it's for Los Charamicos to become great again. And I've been talking about that from time. And Los Charamicos is a wonderful family area. And a lot of you guys, you hear that it's bad. You hear that it's this or that. give me a shout. I'll give you a tour through Los Charamicos. Come here, meet me for a cerveza and one of the colmados in the nighttime. Come look, learn bachata, and just dance and have a wonderful time. I've been seeing a lot of American men come and sit outside the colmado, and I know that it's only because they're watching some of my videos and they're hearing word that this is the place to come. This is where you're going to get the family women. This is where you're going to get the real deal culture. And in Bate, you're going to get a little bit of it, but it's more touristy and you're going to be looked at as a tourist. But once you come here and you start spending time here, then you're really going to get to know what the culture is, because it is just across the beach and you don't need to do anything. A lot of you guys are even coming here during the day on your those big, you know, kind of like Ford big wheels. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but I think it's called an AV, right? And you guys take them from Bate, you bring them over here to Playa, to the other end of Playa Sosua, to Los Charamicos, and it's great. But I'm not pushing for vendors to be kicked out. I'm pushing for them to get jobs and also for them to be able to come back and open up in Los Charamicos. Some of those people who have places on Playa Sosua, they own property right here. Their families own $1 million properties right here in Los Charamicos. Okay, like if you come here to Los Charamicos and you think that you're going to spend $30,000 on a home, that's not going to happen. It's going to be $1 million properties, and they have properties here that are very beautiful. And Los Charamicos has its own private beach as well, where people fish and go get fish. And I'm going to be putting up a video about that maybe this Monday, I don't know, where I went down to the fish market and I got a fish, and it's right by the water. There's the river right there, and then there's the sea or the ocean, and they play music. You can play dominoes, and they cook your fish for you right there, right here, just at another beach. You guys don't even know. You guys just stop at Playa Sosua. So what I'm saying is we need to spread our wings. Those vendors are more than just workers on Playa Sosua. They can now open up stores above their homes here like they once did. Most of them have apartments available to you guys, but you're just not coming this end because you just don't know about this end. Some of them, they have shops, like they live upstairs, and then they have shops downstairs that are just boarded up because they have to work in Bate to get their money, or they have to work on the beach to get their money, because tourists are not coming here to Los Charamicos to buy their goods and services. So this, what I'm saying to you, is to spread the wealth. It is to open the wings of Sosua. Sosua is a municipal. Cabarete is a part of Sosua. People think it's separate, but it's not. Sosua is a municipal, so it has a lot of little areas. Bate being one, Los Charamicos being one, Los Cerros, Cabarete, Los Castillos, Maranata, Bellavista. There's a whole bunch off the top of my head that I'm not remembering right now, right? But Sosua has a lot, Sosua Abajo. You know, Sosua has a lot of land and a lot for you guys to figure out. When you guys leave the airport, don't just think, oh, Sosua is right, Bate, just Pedro Clasante. It's not. I just put out a video yesterday on my YouTube channel of walking up Pedro Clasante, okay? Or as Douglas Anderson says, is it going up? But I was walking on Pedro Clasante, and I showed you guys in that video a part of Pedro Clasante that you might not have ever been on before. All right, so look at that video and you'll see that I'm walking all the way down just after Envy, and I'm walking all the way down the street, and you'll see the life that is actually on Pedro Clasante alone. So don't fret, guys. Sosua is not going anywhere. It is going to grow, and it is going to grow very nicely. You guys hit that like button, please, and make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Douglas says, yes, DR is the #1 tourist location in the region. Absolutely. And Sosua, and no offense, but most Dominicans are not going to be living in those condos. No, probably not. But no offense, a lot of Dominicans are not living in the Airbnbs right now in Bate. at all, at all. Not at all. And that's what the problem is. Okay. You guys that are renting there, you guys got to know when you are renting something for like something that I get you for like 600, 700 bucks a month. That is like triple some of the Dominicans' money. So they're not even living in Bate right now. But with increased tourism and increased jobs, the peso will go up. And when the peso goes up, then obviously they will be able to afford something. There are a lot of wealthy Dominicans, and I know a lot of wealthy Dominicans, obviously. I know a lot of wealthy Dominicans. I do a lot of business with a lot of Dominicans, and I see that their wealth is really a lot, probably a lot more than some people in Canada that I know, and I've dated a couple of millionaires in my time, so I know what wealth is. And with that being said, in the future, this will provide homes for Dominicans to be able, or money for Dominicans to be able to reinvest in their homes here. And a lot of them as well, they can't sell what they have because it's been in their family for so long, they don't have what is called a deslende, a deed. So with the advancements coming in and modernizing everything, they will then be able to get that deed and they will start to be able to sell and make money. Dominicans are sitting on real estate, a lot of real estate, and their families have owned these lands for all their life. And trust me, some of them, they just can't sell it. But once those condos are put up, Los Charamicos is going to be the next place they come to because Bate's already owned by most foreigners. That's where your Airbnbs are. I know this. I'm in the real estate business here. I know this. I squabble with a lot of foreigners when they tell me a price of a place. You guys are contacting me for an apartment, and a Dominican will tell me that it's 600. Foreigners over in Bate over there, they're telling me 900, 1,000, 800. Come on now. You think I don't know this? I've been telling you guys from time that you guys are being gouged from foreigners. Foreigners are ripping off foreigners. I even made a video about that a couple of weeks ago about don't worry about the gringo prices because it's not coming from the Dominicans. You come here in the hood where I live, the family area, and you are going to buy things at proper prices. My gosh, everything is a fraction of the price than what you would buy in Bate. So, yes, I agree with you. A lot of the Dominicans will not be able to buy those condos, but a lot of the Americans will not be able to buy those condos either. Because Americans and Canadians as well, Germans as well, people come here and they come here on a budget. That's exactly what people come here for. They're looking for a break. They're looking to spend less. Everyone, and so a lot of people that come here, they can't afford those condos that are going to be built either. I think most of those condos that are going to be built, maybe you can get a studio. One, probably a studio will be about maybe 350,000. Maybe a three bed. Oh gosh, more. A three bedroom will probably cost you about maybe 700,000, 600,000. What American or Canadian, the average American or Canadian that comes to the Dominican Republic and goes on Playa Sosua can buy those condos. But at least it will provide jobs for the people that are here, the people that can work, the people that are willing to work, and the people that deserve to make money. And not only that, more tourism, more people will come here to Los Charamicos. I'm rooting for Los Charamicos 100% all the way. When this new tourism comes in, I'm going to be letting everybody know that right here in Los Charamicos, we are waiting. We are waiting. Come on over. Come for your tour. Come on down to the beach, the private beach. Come on to the Colmados. Learn how to do bachata and the Colmados. That's it. The real Dominican lifestyle. So I do agree with you guys. I understand. I don't agree with you guys. I understand where you guys are coming from. Those of you who are resistant to the change, but from my heart, I'm not pushing vendors out. I live with the vendors here in Los Charamicos, and I see what they have to do to make money. Okay. And it would be really nice for them to just be able to go downstairs from their apartment, open up their storefront that they have and be able to sell their products and their services from their storefront like they once did before Bate opened. That's what I feel would be great. And then, of course, the vendors can still sell on Playa Sosua. We just don't know who or what vendors will be doing that. Again, if they're foreigners, do they have to have their residencia? And if they're not foreigners and they're Dominican here, do they have to have their proper ID in a row? Do they, like what? We don't know what's going to go on with that yet, but we do know that more jobs will be opened up. We do know that the beach will not be private, and we do know that there'll be more tourism, and we do know that the girls will never leave because they will come for the money. More tourists, more girls. And then we do know as well that Los Charamicos, where the Dominican people live, will be able to benefit from it. Even with the new plaza over here that's being built, they're so excited about an ATM being put in there. So, we have to really just hold our breath, inhale, exhale, and pray for the vendors that are going to be affected and send positive energy to the Dominican Republic so everybody can live happily ever after. Guys, my phone is about to go out. The light on my phone just went out. And let me see. Tony says colonizers. It's not colonizers, Tony. Don't drink the Kool-Aid, mi gente. Are you getting rid of all the vendors? No, they're not getting rid of all the vendors. I came in late. Okay, Kyle, what happened? Well, my phone's about to run out, guys, so I do have to go. And Jay says, sick, give me a break. The people that I can see that are saying negative things, I know that you've never stepped foot in Los Charamicos. Just being here, my phone's going to run out, so I don't want to say too much because then it's a whole other controversy. But I just want to say I know who has stepped foot here in Los Charamicos and who knows the real Dominicans here in Sosua. You have to realize it's not sick. It's not colonizing. You don't know what colonizing is for you to say colonizing. It's not colonizing. And it's just investments, and it's modern. It's growth. It is called, investing in the people. It's called seeing their people and wanting their people to grow, wanting the peso to increase, wanting the tourists to come here and also have modern facilities as well. If you guys have walked on Playa Sosua streets, there is no way that I can walk on those streets with high heels. Even when I go to my show every Wednesday, I take my flats. I put my high heels on when I'm doing my show, and then as soon as my show's done, I take my heels off. I might walk up the street a little bit to classical. I went to classicals last week, and I'll go to Brooklyn Bridge or different places to go have a little glass of adult juice before I go home. But most times it's difficult to wear heels, and even the working girls probably experience that. Let them pave the roads. Let them increase the peso. Let them modernize things here, and let us just watch the Dominican people benefit. Period. They are no different than the rest of the people around the world that, have $1 million homes. And here you're going to see with those condos on that beach, everything here in Los Charamicos, the prices are going to go up and people will be able to sell their homes and make money. Some families here have a whole entire block of houses, a block of houses. They can sell like half of that block and make millions. And then all of a sudden they're rich overnight. This is something that we really need to think about. I think overall, I think we have to really think about just the people. It's really power to the people. And modern is modern. Growth is growth. Advancement is advancement. And where that can be dealt with, I think is really good. If you get more money in your pocket, I'm pretty sure you're going to buy yourself a better car. If you get more money in your pocket, you may want to buy more quality clothing. I think that's just human nature. So enough with the debates. I thank you guys very much. Please don't misunderstand my point of view. Try to see where I'm coming from. Watch the beginning of the video and get the information. I'm going to right now put the link of the article in the description right here before my phone goes out. I just want to say I love you guys. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for hitting that like button and that notification button. And stay tuned for Relationship Wednesdays tomorrow and Talk Show Thursdays and Fitness Fridays. Oh gosh, I have 50 pounds to lose. It's been going okay. And then, of course, Storytime Saturdays. Storytime is now going to be a drama series called Society on television. And then we're going to do Sosua Sunday. Sosua Sunday, I'm going to go on the beach and I'm going to show you guys what's going on there just so we can see the air of everything since this article has come out. Okay. Thank you for talking about Sosua. Thank you again. Thank you so much, Jay. I really appreciate that. And I'm glad that I can give you guys this information. But we can talk about this again on Sosua Sundays. Please join me, you guys. I love the interaction, even though some of us may disagree, and even though some of you are very passionate with your comments. I don't take it personally. It is what it is. I'm a big girl. I get it, and I have strong shoulders. So it is what it is. But let's continue this talk on Sunday, okay? I look forward to it. You guys take care of yourself. Huge hugs, loads of love, and big blesses. You guys treat yourself good today and make good choices.